Hey guys, it's Jan here. As I said in my review, I was seriously impressed with season 2 of Marvel's Daredevil on Netflix. Not only are there some great new characters on board this year, but it's also absolutely jam-packed with shocking heart-in-your-mouth moments. So I wanted to look back over the most WTF moments in this video. Just before kicking off though, I've got an awesome giveaway from our friends at Entertainment Earth. For a chance to win this exclusive pair of Marvel collectibles, a Thanos Infinity Gauntlet mug and Punisher's dog tags, make sure you subscribe and comment about your favourite moment in season 2 on this video. For more details and ways to enter the giveaway, check out the Gleam link in the video description below, and also the links to the prizes on entertainmentearth.com. Obviously, spoilers ahead if you haven't watched the whole of season 2 already, and if that's you, I've got a non-spoiler review for you right here. In the final episode, and after battling ninjas, literally getting pulled through a wall and having a heart-to-heart with Matt, Elektra faces off against a barrage of katana and longbow-wielding ninjas on the roof with Daredevil. During the fight, Nobu hits Daredevil so hard that he knocks his mask off and is about to kill him when he ends up stabbing Elektra instead as she tries to save Daredevil. "I know now what it feels to be good. This is not the end," she tells Matt. And just when we thought the final episode was over with Matt's reveal of his Daredevil identity to Karen, the camera cuts to Elektra's open grave, and then we see Elektra, who's dressed in red silk similar to her comic book costume, being sealed in the Hand sarcophagus. I cannot wait to see how the Hand resurrect her for next season. There's a fantastic fight sequence that makes good use of confined spaces in episode 12, but the fight isn't the only reason this sequence earns its WTF status. It all starts with a beautiful shot of Daredevil inching down into the sewers, where he jumps to the ground in a superhero landing pose before walking through the tunnel towards the camera. It's not until he hears a sword swish that he realizes he's been surrounded by ninjas, but he gets disoriented and can't use his radar sense when they drop their weapons. And after climbing up a ladder from the tunnels, he flails about when he's attacked by yet more ninjas. That is until he hears Stick, who's been captured by the Hand and held nearby. Stick tells Daredevil to track the ninja's breath, and as he does that, he wipes the floor with their ninja asses. But that's not the end of it. Daredevil confronts the men torturing Stick, who takes a bloody piece out of one of the captive's ears. Then Elektra arrives to kill Stick for trying to have her killed. And Nobu turns up with more ninjas to reveal that Elektra is actually the mysterious Black Sky. In other words, the Hand's greatest living weapon. After Daredevil and Punisher's rooftop brawl in episode 1, which saw Frank Castle bring a gun to a foot and fist fight, it wasn't long before the two men were at it again. Episode 2 saw the Man Without Fear face off with Castle once more, only this time they had a leaky water tower raining down on them and a hail of bullets from police who'd set a trap for Castle. But ending that battle chained up after falling through a glass ceiling was just the beginning of Daredevil's problems. Yes, after discussing ethics and facing Castle's moral conundrum, Daredevil had to contend with a horde of angry bikers on the rampage after Castle blew up their bikes. Let's just say those chains he'd been tied up in actually came in rather handy as Daredevil brawled his way through one Dogs of Hell biker after another, down a long corridor and flight of stairs, kicking, punching, running up walls and backflipping his way out of danger. This whole sequence is incredibly choreographed, acted and shot, from Daredevil's down and dirty brawling mixed with martial arts influences, to his smashing the ceiling lights with his chains, to the red light that drenched the second part of the scene, and Daredevil taking a moment to stretch his neck before starting his second ass-kicking session. Clearly the intention was to up the ante from the already amazing corridor fight we saw in season 1, which was an homage to the movie Oldboy. Although Wilson Fisk wasn't in trailers for season 2, I had a sneaky suspicion he'd be making a comeback this year. So I was delighted when he popped up right at the end of episode 8 to tell new prison inmate Frank Castle, "I see you got my message." Such a simple line, yet so loaded with meaning about the nature and extent of Fisk's power, even when he's incarcerated. At that point, he was already running one of the prison guards, and with Castle's help, he soon became the new prison kingpin, enjoying red wine, steak, and a flat-screen TV in his cell. I loved Vincent D'Onofrio's nicely understated turn as a shadowy Fisk in season 1, and he certainly brought the brilliance again this season, making sure we knew that with Fisk, danger is ever present, no matter how softly spoken or cultured he appears. During the exchange between Fisk and fellow prisoner Dutton, who lays down the law in episode 9, you just knew Dawson was already living on borrowed time. And what about when Matt Murdock goes to see Fisk in prison to confront him about Frank Castle's escape? Fisk goes from restrained to caged beast in a matter of minutes when Murdock threatens to make sure Fisk never sees his beloved Vanessa again. Frank Castle didn't realise quite what he was getting himself into with Fisk when he agreed to off the prison big shot Dutton, who facilitated the Central Park deal between the Dogs of Hell, Irish mob and Mexican cartel, during which Castle's family was wiped out. After taking out Dutton's right-hand man, Castle puts his shiv to use, dragging the truth out of Dutton about what went down that fateful day, including details about the involvement of undercover cops and the blacksmith, a shadowy new player in the drug trade. But it's what happens after this that makes this scene a true WTF moment. When Castle tries to exit Dutton's cell block after killing him, the prison guards on Fisk's payroll won't let him out. Instead, they open the cell doors to Dutton's men so they can kill Castle. Cue Castle slashing, stabbing, stamping and pummeling his way through a pack of enraged and armed prisoners until he's the last man standing and his face, arms and white prison uniform are soaked in blood. It's an especially savage scene which showcases Castle's brutal, no-holds-barred fighting style to great effect. And of course it all happens in a narrow corridor, something that's fast becoming a signature of the show's action scenes. Of course, there were loads of other crazy moments this season too, including the Irish mob boss Finn stabbing one of his associates in the eye and torturing Castle, the creepy children being tapped for their blood, the big ninja fight at the hospital, the sequence at the Yakatomi building, and tons more. Now, what are the moments that shocked you most in season 2 of Daredevil? Tell me in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment about your favourite season 2 moment on this video for a chance to win this awesome pair of exclusive Marvel collectibles from our friends at Entertainment Earth. For more details and ways to enter the giveaway, plus links to what you can win, check out the Gleam link in the video description below. And if you liked this video, I've got loads more comic book, movie and TV videos for both Marvel and DC, so check out the playlist here and do subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time, yippee-ki-yay superhero lovers!